This is the Come Up Show that feel good music lives. Real, recognize real. So let's get the show started in this first hour. You know what? I haven't had a guest in a while in the studio. You know, we had to just clear it up and just, do the thing. But right now, I've come across artists that I've never heard of before, and when I do that, when I get an email submission from an artist like, yo, Cheto, check this out, it really makes me realize why I do this, why I do the Come Up Show, why I started the Come Up Show, because there is so much talent out there that the people do not know of. And that's the goal of the Come Up Show, right? To expose you to people like that. And my guest right now is a good example of that. He emailed me his album, and he is in the studio right now. He has had the pleasure to share the stage with R.A. the Rugged Man, Zion I, Pharaoh Monch, Slaughterhouse, and this is what our hometown favorite Shad K had to say about him. He's a multi-talented rapper, singer, producer, engineer, artist, and with loads of hip-hop fundamentals and unique instincts. What I like most about his style, that his approach to production and rapping is always true to the essence of hip-hop, but still inventive in subtle and surprising ways. And above that, his content is sincere and relatable. Please introduce yourself, sir.
Hey, what's up? I go by the name of Relic. Yeah, and you would probably know me from if you follow Shad at all, you would know me from his records. I featured on his last 2 records, and actually I produced stuff on all 3 of the records.
Okay. Which records were those? Tell the people.
Wow. The Old Prince is probably the best known one. Mm-hmm. I produced a track on there, and I featured on another track with Shad as well.
Okay.
And the new record of his, which is a TSOL record, we did a track together that I also produced called Reservoir Poetry.
Okay. What track were you on the Old Prince?
On the Old Prince, it was called What We All Want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. When he starts with a skit, he's like, I don't know what we want, or I don't know what I want.
Yeah.
So you produced that, and
No, I didn't produce that track. I actually produced a song called Out of Love Part 2.
Oh my goodness. You did that song?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that song, man. I play that song all the time, man. So I have known of you, but it just didn't come up where you're like, yo, you haven't introduced yourself, you're me. Or I didn't know you as an artist, as an MC before.
Yeah.
Because before this email, I think I probably seen the Count Your Blessings track here or there, but it wasn't really I need to really pay attention to what Relic is all about. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's hard as somebody who I like to do it all, which is probably the biggest mistake that I've made in trying to do something in hip hop. Because if I had any advice for anybody who was starting off, I would say just choose your lane and stay in it. Mm-hmm. And I'm in all these, I'm writing songs and singing and rapping and producing and tracking it all too in my studio, and then mixing it all, and then I'm doing the whole sort of the gamut of everything. Yeah. And it's like my time is gone, and now the industry wants all these independent people like me to be on top of whatever they do as an art. You now have to be your own agent. You now have to be your own publicist. You have to be your own promoter, and you have to generate a following all on your own. And that part of everything has been really hard for me. That's probably why I've never heard of me before. So I'm actively seeking manager, PR person, agent, whatever. Just to try and to get out there more, because I got a family to look after as well. So
yeah. And being in the studio and doing all those different roles, that takes a lot of time, and especially the quality that you put out, that takes time. It just doesn't happen like that, right?
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah, man. So but at the same time, it is required in the 2010 and beyond to be a person who does a few things, man.
Yeah, you're right. It's confusing because now the demands on the independent artist now are so crazy, man. Just like you say, because now you have to do everything yourself, because in order, like you say, to get quality music, it doesn't even only take time, but time equals money, right? So when somebody like me is doing it, and someone comes to me and says I need to get this done, that's my full time, man. That's me there, and I have to make money off it. And sometimes you just want to help people out and do it for free because people just don't have money. But then what happens to me, right?
Because you got a family.
Yeah.
We already straight up got into it, but let's start in the beginning. What does, for the people who don't know, Relic mean, and why did you choose that as a name for yourself?
I chose the name Relic because, in the dictionary, it means the body of a dead person. That was one of the definitions that I found, and that was interesting to me because I believe that in order to see what God wants done, that we have to die to ourselves and die to our own motivations and die to what it is that we want on a personal level, so that we can see greater things happen. So that's why I chose that name, like the body of a dead person. And I know that sounds morbid, you know what I mean, but it really wasn't meant to be morbid. And I just thought, and Rakim was my favorite artist growing up, so it was kind of like Rakim, Relic, yeah, that works. You know, like that good feeling, right? So.
Yo, so break that down. Like you have to die. You said you had to die for your own motivations. Like, can you explain?
Yeah.
Can you expand on that for me?
Well, I guess death to self. I guess it's realizing the difference between who you are as an eternal unit or an eternal being, and then who you are as this sort of thing that's just here on the planet for a short time. You know what I'm saying? So do we have motivations that come from our heart, and then we have motivations that come from the outside world, and we have our own motivations that come from our sort of our fleshly person as well. So I want that fleshly bit to die off, because I know that I make mistakes and I err all the time, and I'm a wicked person. I do all kinds of terrible stuff, but I know that in my heart I want to see better things happen. And hip hop means so much to me that I just don't want to make stuff that is just the norm because that's what you have to do to make money, or I don't want to make stuff that's the norm just because it'll be more popular that way. I care about hip hop. I grew up with it, man, so I care about it so much that I just want to, if I can make an impact or a difference in the world or in my life or whatever, I hope that that's how it'll happen. And so with the belief in God, and I know not everybody believes in God, but with the belief in God, I think that obviously if he's God, his understanding is bigger and better than our understanding. So I'm willing to set my understanding aside so that his can take place. You know what I mean? And I know that goes super deep just as an explanation to the name, but everything in this whole thing, like the names of the titles of the songs, the title of the album, everything has a deep meaning to me, man. I think it should.
That's amazing, man. We're like a few minutes into the show, and I already know how this interview is gonna go today, man. This is what we do on the Come Up Show. So let's get into the first song, man, because we've been talking. Don't Look Down. This is from your 2006, I believe, EP called Note to Self. Why did you want this to play 2010 right now? 4 years.
You know what? I was looking through when you asked me to send you some songs. And I know I had given you the album already, so I thought, okay, these are songs specifically that you wanted to play. I was sort of going through the list of stuff that was in my laptop, and that one came up, and I just played it back and listened to it. And I got to be honest with you, it's not one of my best songs, and it's not my favorite song either, but what I'm saying in it means a lot to me. It's about relationship abuse. Right, so I really thought that would be good, and plus the feedback that I've had from that song is people are saying, why didn't you put that on the album? And so I look at it as like, okay, this is something that I really should, let more people hear. And I'm actually gonna do. I was speaking with Ian Coiter yesterday, Shad's bassist, and we're looking to sort of remake that song again, like a newer version of it, because the one that you're gonna hear here is like super simplified, but it's really what I'm saying in it that mattered to me.
Okay. All right, man, let's get into this. This is the Come Up Show, where that feel good music lives. Real, recognize real. Going till 9 p.m. 2010 Fund Drive is still happening. 519-661-3600. I'm here with Relic. This track is called Don't Look Down.
No time to have a meltdown.